Hello guys! Today I want to show you how you can use Day.js library. It is very useful when you test calendar. So let's go to our test page, jQueryui.com date picker, and we want to fill this date with today's date. Also we will add some dates etc. But first I want to cover right with the hard-coded value test, and next I want to show you this library. So first open Cypress and visit this website. Okay, using Chrome. Okay, opening in the home. Yeah, I have here. So we want to visit and we want to find this input date, but as you can see here is iframe class demo iframe. So first we need to cover iframe. I recommend you to use this npm package Cypress iframe. So let's install this package, npm install -d Cypress iframe, and when you click enter, go to package.json, and you can see in your dev dependencies there is installed Cypress iframe. So you need to import this, import Cypress iframe, and next you can write Cypress iframe dot find, and now we can find element which we want. So let's inspect this element with input date picker id. So hashtag date picker, and now we want to check if it works with click, just to make sure that our test, yes, as you can see we have opened calendar, but without using this iframe you cannot handle on this element. Okay, so we have our date calendar. So let's type on this element, and as you can see when I'm recording this video it's 13th of the January 2023, but here you have first month, then day, and then year. So let's now copy this value just to make sure our test works fine, and add assertion should have value and the same date. Let's save it, let's check, yes, here is type and expected value, and also we can close this calendar because we don't want to have it show. So cy iframe we need, and then click on this iframe, it should close calendar. Let's save it. Yes, so it works correctly, but as you can see we have hard-coded values. Let's imagine you have test case in your work with this input, but conditions in this test case are, if you want to fill this input you should always use today's date. So if today is 13th of the January, this test works perfectly, but tomorrow will be 14th of the January and our test will have still 13. So you need to use day.js library. In this documentation, as you can see, there are nice examples how you can use it. There are a lot of cases, so I want to show you how you can use it. First, you need to create constant variable. For example, day.js is equal to require and day.js. This line is just to import day.js library without any install. Next, let's create another constant variable. Today's date is equal to, let's use this variable day.js, create a function, and then format, and we need to add format which is in the application. In our application is month, day and year. So as you can see, if you have, for example, year with the 4 numbers, you need y, etc. So let's write month, sorry, from the big letter, month, day and year. As you can see, month between 1st and 12th, and year, and also day from 1 to 31. Okay, so now when we want to use this day.js library, we can use this constant variable. So now let's change this type to the today's date, and also we can add it to the assertion should have value, and here we can add the same. Let's check if it works. Yeah, it works correctly. As you can see, here we have 13 of the January, so it takes today date. But what if you have case that you need today's date and also plus 10 days? We also can use day.js to cover this case. Let's create another constant variable, today's date plus 10 days, and now we should use the same. Maybe I will type days.js, create function from this, and we need word add day, first 10 days, and next we need to add this format. So take today's date, add 10 to the value day, and in this format. So let's try it. Let's change this value. So now we want today's date, which is 13th of the January, plus 10 days. So let's check if it works correctly still. No, it doesn't work. Why? Let's check in the documentation. There should be add. Add 7 day. Okay. It should be in the small letter. Sorry for that. Because here we have big letters and here small. So sorry for this mistake. But there is nice documentation. Yeah, and as you can see, it's 23 of the January. So today's date is 13 of the January plus 10 days is equal to 23 of the January. That's great. That's amazing library. It's easy to use, and you can add, for example, let's add month. Today's date plus 10 days plus 1 month. So we want to add the same 10 to the day, and also add 1, and it should be month. But let me check in the documentation, because it's from the big letter, so it is useful to check in the documentation. Okay, so now let's change in our test. Let's save it, and as you can see, 23 of the February we've got. February 23, 2023. So that's great. Also you can add 1 year. Let's create the same, but plus 1 year, and we can also add 1 because it's a value. And let's check in the documentation. Year, you can type year, but it is easier to type Y, and the date should be 23 of the February 2024. Yes. So let's check if it works, and it works perfectly. Amazing, guys, very amazing. I love this library, it is very helpful. Also you can, if you have case, for example, to use this format, but in the summary you have another format, you can change it. For example, first can be year, second can be month, and the last can be day. So you can handle as you want, so that's great. Okay, let's cover another example from demo QA page. Let's go to this web page, and here we have, as you can see, 13 Jan, not number 02 or 01, sorry, but here we have 3 letters from the month. So the syntax is day, month, 3 letters of the month, and year. So let's check in the documentation. We can cover it also. String plus format, and as you can see, if you use triple M, then you have values from Jan to this, so it should work in our case. Okay, so let's cover it. Open this website. Let's type only, because we want to use only this test case. Okay, let's do something like this, because we want to change format. So the format will be not month, day and year, but now we want to day, month with the 3 letters. Let's check in the documentation. Yes, triple M, and the last one is year. So that's why I want to use want to change this constant variable. We can add more variables, but for now I want to cover only this it with demo QA website. So let's save it. Let's run day.js file. Okay, and let's check this value. Okay, here I have also only, so that's why 2 tests run. Let's reload it. Okay, and we want to take this value from calendar. It has ID attribute, so let's get by ID. CY get hashtag, because it's ID, and type, and we can use today's date with this format. And okay, let's check if it works first. and as you can see, it has field 13th of the January, and we also use Cypress command type, and there are two values. So first we need to clear this input, but on this website there is a problem, because when you want to clear it, it works like backspace in your keyboard, and it, as you can see, works like back from the browser, and we cannot type because there is empty view. So we can also use something like that, type and use select all, and also delete. Select all any. Okay, select all from see what I get. Okay, maybe check in the some documentation, because select all, something is wrong here. Select all image. Let's check this example. Okay, type select all backspace, but in our case we want to use delete, because okay, now it works. That was my mistake, sorry guys. And we want to select all and not backspace, because it will work like clear, so there will be empty window. So we want to use delete from the keyboard. Then we can add assertion should be empty, and let's try without typing. Let's save it, let's check. Also there is a problem. Let's check it. Should be empty. Let's reload this page. Okay, Cypress type delete. It's okay, I think. Something is still wrong, maybe comma? No. Something is still wrong with our type. Let's try this one. What we want to send, delete. Okay, let's check here. Backspace, select all, backspace. Okay, let's try it. Okay, still not working because it's empty website. Let's try with type. If it will not work, we can use also invoke just to change the value, because there is problem on this website and I want to cover you the JS library, so this is the most important topic. Yeah, and still not working, so let's change it to invoke. That's nice because we will cover invoke topic. So let's get this value and use invoke value, and we want to use empty string because we want to clear this value. Let's check if it works now. Yeah, as you can see, it's empty date of birth. So now we can invoke with today's date. We don't want to clear this input. We want to use invoke today's date. So yeah, works perfectly. And as you can see, with this format, day and month by 3 letters and year works correctly. So that's the same case with plus 10 days. What we need to change is a format in this case, because it's another example from demo QA website. So let's type today's day plus 10 days. Let's check if it works. 13th of January, so something, oh yes, now invoke value, and as you can see, 23 of the January works perfectly. So let's add assertion. Should have value today's date plus 10 days. Let's invoke it, 23, and expect to have 23 of the January. Perfectly. So the last one, case today's date plus 10 days plus 1 month plus 1 year. Let's check if it works. Yeah, still working, but okay, we have problem because we didn't change this format. Let's change this format. Now should works correctly. Today's date, and we have 23 of the February 2023. As you can see, it is different syntax because here you have spaces and we invoke with the slash. So let's change it. We can use something like that, just to change to the space. Let's check. Yeah, works perfectly. So here was 13 of the January, and we add 1 year, 10 days, 1 month, so it's 23 February 2024. Great. So now you can see how you can use the JS library in the Cypress. I recommend you to read this old documentation because there is a lot of cases. I show you just few cases, basic cases. So I recommend you to look at this documentation and read it. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for being subscribed if you are. If not, I recommend you to subscribe, add some like, maybe add some comment. And thank you, and see you in the next lecture. Bye.